Hello, Ryan here, aka Mac, and welcome. We have quite a bit of information to get through, so let us jump right in. As always, a huge thank you to all of my patrons and channel members. Thank you so much for all the support. It is truly appreciated. So firstly, let us talk about the latest roadmap update. Not a great deal of changes here. For the release view, the Mirai Fury LX, which is the racing variant of the Fury Snub lineup, has been added to the 320 column, meaning this ship will release straight to flyable in Alpha 320, which is just going through the PTU waves now, adding to the already very cool selection of racing ships. And personally speaking, I do love how racing is shaping up in Star Citizen, as it is intended to be a full career option for those interested. And it's like having Gran Turismo in space, but you get to drive the vehicle home with you when you've won, or lost in my case. And the last update for the roadmap is to the progress tracker, which now includes the Q3 schedules for the North America PU gameplay features team, who are based in Montreal, and the vehicle gameplay feature team. Now, nothing new has been added, but for the NAPU team, they are working on freight elevators and persistent hangars, both looking to come to a close at the end of September. Work could still continue on for those into Q4 if necessary. And for the vehicle gameplay features team, they are working on jump points and resource management, with the resource management being how ship components push their resources around the ship, working together to get the ship going, which looks to have completed around early August, and jump points, which need no explanation, ending late September. So I am betting that we will see both of those at this year's CitizenCon, but that is just speculation. It's also great to see that the NAPU team are handling both persistent hangars and freight elevators, as they do work very quickly. Now, that is all for the roadmap update, but let us move on to the latest 320 PTU patch information, as there are some very cool new updates. Now, with this latest patch, they say the goal is to get this into Wave 3's hands as soon as possible. Not sure if they have done that yet. Do let me know if you are Wave 3 and have access. But it also brought some very interesting quality of life updates. Annoyingly, right after I released a video highlighting some other non-listed features. I will link that below if you would like to know what else is coming to 320 beyond what is on the roadmap. But first up, we have the new combat logging timer, which will provide a warning to anyone logging out while in combat and outside of a green zone, stating that your character and ship will remain in-game for a short period of time, unless you can exit the combat situation or get to a green zone. Now, this means that if you try to back out of the game, either through the main menu or via Alt F4ing, if you are in combat or if you have just been killed, then your character and ship will not disappear immediately. So basically you cannot use this method to get out with all of your gear, which is somewhat classed as cheating, but a very important update that hopefully will stop people from doing this. Another change that they have added is the option to only allow friends to call you via comm calls, which I understand why they have done it, but ultimately it doesn't really bode well for the greater good of the game, as being able to hail a ship or other player, regardless of whether you know them, you're in a party or not, it's going to be quite important when either looking for help, working together, or even for a pirate trying to do their pirate job, as in many cases, being able to communicate with a pirate could see peaceful resolutions come via negotiations. Whether it is just for those on foot or in ships as well that you're not able to call them, I don't know exactly, but I personally think it would be better if maybe you allow someone to call anyone once and then have the option to block them if they continue trying to call. That is just my 2 cents. I see the inability to be able to call people as quite a hindrance, as people will just naturally turn it off so that they can only be contacted by friends, where actually it could lead to some very interesting gameplay. Anyway, for ships and vehicles, they have done a full pass on all ships to make sure all of the quantum HUDs properly align with the destination, which has been so annoying for so long, and much of the original quantum HUD has been removed to be much cleaner until a full future quantum HUD update comes along. So another very helpful quality of life update there that will certainly make the experience less frustrating and a lot more smoother, and hopefully just higher in quality. And the final quality of life update is for the Argo Mole, which now allows the pilot to use the ship's mining scanners so that they can gather useful information while piloting instead of just sitting there while everyone else mines. Now, this is a very good update, but I will point out that they did specify that this won't allow the pilot to use the mining laser from the pilot seat, with this being an intentional design choice, as the Mole is a multi-crew ship and should not be super easy to solo. And soloing bigger ships will become a lot more difficult as more ship systems come online in the future. So a good update there, not making it so that it can be soloed, but making it so that the pilot isn't just sitting and waiting. They have also greatly increased the internal storage of the Drake Corsair, and there are 10 new bug fixes, but one of them that really stood out to me is saying that they have fixed characters becoming invisible due to not being bound on other clients' machines. Now, if this fix is for the player invisibility bug that has been plaguing the game for a long while now, then that is excellent news, as it has been one of the more severe issues that we have all been dealing with, but hopefully this means that invisible players are a thing of the past. However, do note the specificity of this fix, stating that this fix is for when the players are not bound on other clients' machines. So this means that there could be other issues causing player invisibility, but this one should no longer be a cause. There might not be other causes, and this might be the fix that we've been needing, but we will have to wait and see if anything else crops up. And finally, they have replaced ocean tessellation with a screen size based solution to improve planetary performance. So quite a lot of great updates there. Firstly, I am looking forward to learning more about the Fury LX, but ultimately some really long awaited quality of life updates for the persistent universe with this new patch, and hopefully it can now be opened up to Wave 3. Alpha 320 is not necessarily a major patch in terms of fancy big features, but it is a patch that is allowing CIG to get a lot of the edge cases, issues, and quality of life fixes in, which means it is making the path clearer for getting server meshing in. Now with that said, if you do enjoy my videos, please do consider subscribing and helping the channel to grow. We are making a swift push for the 60,000 subscriber mark. Also, come and hang out over at twitch.tv/supermacbrother. The link is in the description below. It is a great place to ask your questions about Star Citizen, especially if you're new to the game. That way I can answer you straight away. Hit the thumbs up if you don't mind, it does the channel a big favour, and tick that notification bell if you would like to be notified when my videos go live. Again, a huge thank you to my patrons and channel members. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.